what we're working to achieve at ROCC at the moment. And this is really what I'm seeing as the next generation of efficiency savings in the world that I work in, sort of the works and contracts management and maintaining homes. It's kind of what I call true channel shift. We've all been talking about channel shift for years, and certainly us IT vendors have been riding on the back of channel shift with every presentation we've ever done, because it's current and everyone wants to achieve it. Everyone wants to get the tenant to stop phoning call centres to report issues and go online and do it via an app because it's cheaper, you don't need so many call centre people, tenant gets better service 24 hours, etc. This is really taking it to the next level and getting a true shift of the channel. And it's about emptying out the costly call centre. And I've kind of got a vision here of a load of empty chairs, which is maybe not achievable right now, but a lot of empty chairs, but tenants still getting exactly the same service that they want to get, and still having the option of speaking to something, using a portal, whatever it might be. All the options to the tenant, but without the need to maintain a call centre in the traditional sense. So the way we do that is by plugging in all of the technology that I'm talking about here. So yeah, we've got a tenant, we've got a property that's got a problem with their boiler. So traditionally, tenant phones up call centre, problem with my boiler, can someone come out? Channel Shift has enabled us to let that tenant do that online via self-service app. So with this though, we can actually take it to the next level. So instead of having the tenant phone up with a problem with their boiler, if we've got a smart boiler in the home, we can get that to report to the back office system. That's there now, we can do that tomorrow. Just get the boiler to interact directly with your back office system down here. If we have information from a boiler to say it's breaking down or it's broken down, it doesn't really give us the ability to make a decision about, right, rush an operative out, it's priority one, it's 3 in the morning, get him out now. You can't make that decision based on just the fact the boiler's breaking down. If we start using environmental monitoring though, and there are a couple of organisations that we're talking to, and I'm sure you guys have come across, that are trying to focus on the housing market and smart monitoring of homes and temperature and humidity and carbon dioxide and monoxide and that kind of thing. If you plug in environmental monitoring, which is quite cheap to do, then you've got 2 feeds coming in. You've got the boiler saying I'm breaking, and you've got the environmental monitoring giving us a temperature. So let's say the temperature, let's say in this case study, the temperature is within an acceptable boundary still. It's not got cold, essentially. So we don't have to get someone out now. If we start to bring in other feeds, they're not actually on this diagram, but we can actually bring in other feeds using quite easy to use hookups to the web. We could bring in feeds from the Met Office and get ourselves an external temperature forecast. Feed that in. We can also plug into our traditional back office systems and maybe look at our asset database. Look at our tenant database. Is it a vulnerable tenant, for example? So that helps us make a decision on priority again. So we've built up a picture of the issue that's happening and how important it is. And so we can prioritise the work. We can also plug into the back office systems to plan the work. But this is where you're going to start to need to use a bit of AI. Because decisions need to be made on the fly and very quickly. Deploying this kind of solution, you plug into your back office systems to look at your scheduler, to look at your HR system, so who's available, who's off sick, who's got the skills to do this job, who's nearest, who's got the right stock in the van, all those kind of things, and make a decision on who's going to go out and repair this boiler. You then go to possibly kicking off an order to Plumbase. Automatically generate an order. So this boiler needs, it's a smart boiler, it's told us what's wrong. So kick off an order to Plumbase to get that part ordered so it's available for the operative when they're on their way to the property. And so at this point, no human being has actually been involved in this at all. The tenant's still asleep. And the rest of us are still asleep at this point. If we then hand off to conversational interfaces, well, we can ditch our tenant portal and we can keep the call centre empty at this point and just fire off a text, an email, or even phone the tenant up with a really good conversation interface. Phone the tenant up and have a conversation with them. That's where AI does become important, because you need the interaction, you need the learning of how the tenant's communicating back. But if you just took AI out of the mix for the moment, because it almost does feel like science fiction, and just had standard solutions that we've got today, you can have that conversation interface happening by voice. because you're doing it with Amazon Echo every day. So that's possible. And so we can inform the tenant of what's happened and what we're going to do about it. We can then also take it another step and ditch those mobile apps that the operatives are using and just text them on their smartphone. Tell them where to go, tell them to swing by Plumbase on the way past, pick this up, get there by 2 o'clock, fix the job, and he or she can just text back, job done, use this, took me this long, or phone up and speak to the IT system. No human beings involved at all, except for the tenant and the operative at this point. The small little circle there is the human. So in this empty call centre, AI, if it gets a problem it doesn't know what to do with, then it hands off to a supervisory type person and then learns from that decision. Once that person's made a relevant decision about what happens next, the AI learns from that, so it doesn't have to hand off again. It's all possible. And going back to that word collaboration, it's critical that to achieve an empty call centre, we do collaborate. And it's about really finding ways to work together to make these kind of solutions possible for us all.